Hello and welcome to our School at Home class in English Grade 7. We are in the second quarter of our set of lessons, and I hope everybody will delight in learning today with Lesson 13. Our topic is all about nonlinear visuals. All the activities provided in this lesson will help you learn and understand nonlinear visuals. Specifically, you will learn to use nonlinear visuals as comprehensive aids in content texts. For a start, do the following exercise. You can pause this video if you will need more time. Press play again when you're finished with the activity and when you're ready to proceed with the lesson. The following are the steps to achieve team unity. Arrange these in chronological order. Use the graphic organizer. Let us read the items. Second, each member must know his or her responsibility. First, everyone in the team must know the goals. Third, everyone has to trust each other. Finally, everyone in the team must be consistent. Fourth, each member must be willing to cooperate. Here are the answers. First, everyone in the team must know the goals. Second, each member must know his or her responsibility. Third, everyone has to trust each other. Fourth, each member must be willing to cooperate. Finally, everyone in the team must be consistent. Previously, you have learned that analogy compares two things to show their similarities or connections. When we read different materials, we tend to look for connections. We also have a lot of questions in our minds. What is this passage teaching me? What does the author want me to learn? How do I simplify the ideas I want to share? How will I present what I've learned in class? We can understand and simplify the information being presented to us through the use of comprehension aids called nonlinear visuals. Nonlinear visuals are used to present information in an orderly way by combining texts, illustrations, and graphics. These enable a person to see specific information quickly and efficiently because they are organized according to what is being asked. Nonlinear visuals are used to summarize figures or events, show trends or events, show comparisons, show relationships, and clarify difficult concepts. How do we get information from a passage and transfer to a nonlinear visual? Just follow these steps. Step 1. Read the passage to get the general idea of the subject matter as well as the purpose of the passage. As you read, it is important that you know the topic and the main idea of the passage. You should also be able to identify the goal of the author in writing the passage. Look at the visual to identify what information is needed to complete the chart. Study the visual and make sure that you understand what is being asked. The labels provided in the visual will give you an idea what answers are supposed to be written on it. Step 3. Locate the relevant information in the passage and transfer it to the chart. Use only keywords or phrases, not whole sentences. As you read, it is advisable to mark the important information so you will know what to write on the visual. Do not copy word for word. You can paraphrase or use your own words for your answers. I am going to teach you 3 nonlinear visuals which you can use to present what you have learned from reading any selection. The first one is the multi-flow map, which shows the causes and effects of a situation. The second is the series of events chain that shows the events in chronological order. You have done this in the first exercise that you answered. You were able to arrange the events in correct order based on the transition words like first, second, and third. And the last one is the story pyramid. This is widely used by students and teachers when they want to show the plot or events of a narrative or a story. Let's practice using these nonlinear visuals. I am going to give you several passages that we have to read. After reading, you are going to answer a specific nonlinear visual by following the steps I have told you earlier. Read the article on COVID-19, then present the causes and effects of this disease using the multi-flow map. Focus on the important information only. Last March 2020, the World Health Organization declared an outbreak of a disease called COVID-19. COVID-19 is caused by a virus known as Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome Coronavirus 2, or SARS-CoV-2. Once a person is infected, he or she will manifest symptoms such as fever, cough, and tiredness. Other symptoms include shortness of breath, muscle aches, chills, sore throat, loss of taste or smell, headache, diarrhea, and chest pain. This disease spreads easily among people who are in close contact. When an infected person sneezes, coughs, or talks, the virus spreads through respiratory droplets released in the air. These droplets can be inhaled or land in the mouth or nose of a person nearby. It can also spread by touching surfaces contaminated with the virus, then touching your mouth, nose, or eyes. As a precautionary measure, governments have decided to close down schools. Public areas are off limits as well. Business establishments have temporarily suspended operations, which has affected the finances of employees. People have been instructed to stay at home except for essential trips to the hospitals or supermarkets. Let us now answer the multi-flow map to show the causes and effects of a situation. What situation did we all face? The correct answer is, there was a COVID-19 outbreak. Let's find out the causes of this outbreak. What are they? These are the correct answers. The outbreak was caused by SARS-CoV-2, close contact with infected people, and touching contaminated surfaces. What are the effects of the outbreak to us? These are the correct answers. The effects are, people show symptoms of infection, people have to stay home, and disease is easily spread. And that is how you're supposed to answer a multi-flow map. Let's have the next passage. Let us practice answering the story pyramid. Read the story The Bridge. Then use the story pyramid to present what happened in the story. Focus on the important events only. Two brothers living on adjoining farms had a fight. It began with a small misunderstanding, and it grew into a major difference, which exploded into an exchange of bitter words followed by weeks of silence. One day, a carpenter came to the older brother's home looking for a job. The older brother told him that his younger brother had created a wide creek in between their farms to annoy him. So he wanted a high fence to be built so he would not have to look at his younger brother anymore. The carpenter accepted the job. The older brother bought the supplies he needed and left the carpenter to work. He worked hard all day, measuring, sawing, nailing. When the older brother returned, he was shocked at the carpenter's work. He was not expecting to see a beautiful bridge connecting his farm to his younger brother's farm. To his surprise, his younger brother across the creek was coming to meet him with a big smile and arms wide open to hug him. The younger brother asked for forgiveness, and so they reconciled. The brothers thanked the carpenter for what he had done. Let us find out the main events in the selection based on the 5 parts of the pyramid. The first one is the exposition, which shows the beginning of the story and introduces the characters and setting of the story. What should we write as the exposition? The answer should be, the story happened in the connected farms owned by the 2 brothers. The second part is the rising action, which presents the conflict or the problem of the characters in the story. What is the problem of the characters? The correct answer is, the brothers had a simple misunderstanding which became a serious fight. The third part is the climax, which is the highest part of the story, where characters try to solve the problem. What did the characters do to solve their problem? The correct answer should be, the older brother told the carpenter asking for a job to build him a high fence, so he would not have to see his younger brother living across the creek. The fourth part is the falling action, which shows the results of the actions of the characters. What was the effect of their plan to the characters? The correct answer should be, instead of building a fence that would separate the brothers, the carpenter built a bridge to connect them. And the last part is the resolution, which presents the ending of the story. How did our story end? The right answer is, the younger brother apologized to his brother and they reconciled. And that is how you're supposed to answer a story pyramid. Read and answer the following activities carefully and honestly. You can pause this video if you will need more time. Press play again when you're finished with the activities and when you're ready to proceed with the lesson. Let us start with Activity A. Read the passage carefully, then present the plot of the story using the story pyramid. Write your answers on a bond paper. It had been 15 days since the enhanced community quarantine was implemented in Metro Manila, and Marie's supplies were running low. So, she decided to go to the supermarket to buy food and other needs at home. On her way to the grocery store, she noticed that a lot of children were playing on the streets despite the quarantine. Teenagers were loafing around. Mothers gossiped while their husbands drunk. To top it all, only a few were wearing face masks. They were ignoring the call of the government to observe social distancing. Marie thought of talking to the mothers but hesitated. They might think I am meddlesome, she said to herself. But if I don't say anything, they're going to put everyone in this barangay in danger. So, she mustered her courage and approached the women who were talking so loud. Excuse me, my fellow mothers, I hope you don't mind, but I would like to remind you of your responsibilities to your families. You have to keep your children and husbands safe inside your home so they won't get COVID-19. We don't know who has the disease among us, so please stay indoors as much as possible, Marie respectfully said. The mothers were surprised. After a short while, they all stood up, gathered their children and their husbands, and brought them all home. Marie felt proud of herself. Thank you, Mamshi! Stay safe! Marie happily said to the retreating mothers who were so occupied keeping their noisy brood together. Here are the correct answers. For the exposition, the story happened in one of the barangays in Metro Manila. Marie and her neighbors are the characters. For the rising action, Marie observed that her neighbors did not observe quarantine protocols. For the climax, she talked to the mothers and reminded them of their responsibilities in keeping their family safe inside the comforts of their homes so they would not get sick. For the falling action, the mothers quickly brought their brood home upon realizing the danger that they were facing because of COVID-19. And for the resolution, Marie felt happy with what she had done in promoting safety in the community. Let's proceed to Activity B. Read the following statements carefully, then arrange them in correct order using the series of events chain. Write your answers on a bond paper. Number 1. When disagreements occur between family members, they should try to control their anger. Number 2. After an argument, family members should be ready to discuss their problems. Number 3. Disagreements with people close to us is normal, but it can be a source of stress at home. Number 4. Finally, every family member should communicate well, listen keenly, be friendly, and cooperate. And number 5, talking when angry will not resolve anything, so it is better to calm oneself. Here are the correct answers. Disagreements with people close to us is normal, but it can be a source of stress at home. Number 2, when disagreements occur between family members, they should try to control their anger. Number 3, talking when angry will not resolve anything, so it is better to calm oneself. Number 4, after an argument, family members should be ready to discuss their problems. And number 5, finally, every family member should communicate well, listen keenly, be friendly, and cooperate. Let us now answer Activity C. On a bond paper, write down the causes and effects of disagreements in the family. Use the multi-flow map to present the answers. Here are the possible correct answers. The situation is disagreements in the family. This is caused by financial problems, favoritism, and sibling rivalry. Because of this, the family needs are not met. Some family members feel neglected and jealousy. For the wrap-up, write down 3 things you have remembered, 2 examples of what you have learned, and 1 question you have about the lesson. For the valuing activity, do this on a bond paper. Answer the following questions using the multi-flow map. What causes disunity among Filipinos? What would be the effects of disunity among Filipinos? Read and answer the post test carefully and honestly. You can pause this video if you will need more time. Press play again when you're finished with the test and when you're ready to proceed. Read the selection carefully, then answer the questions that follow. Choose the letter of the best answer. Father and sons. A father had 3 sons who were continuously quarreling among themselves. When he failed to heal their disagreements by his advices, he decided to give them a practical illustration of the evils of discord. One day, he told his sons to bring him a bundle of sticks. When they had done so, he gave each son a bundle and ordered them to break it in pieces. They tried with all their strength and were not able to do it. He next opened the bundle, took the sticks separately, one by one, and again put them into his son's hands, upon which they broke them easily. He then addressed them in these words: "My sons, if you are of one mind and unite to assist each other, you will be as strong as this bundle, uninjured by all the attempts of your enemies. But if you are divided among yourselves, you will be broken as easily as the sticks." Number 1. In answering a story pyramid, which of the following is the climax? Letter A. The father used bundles of sticks to show the dangers of discord. Letter B. The story is about the father and his sons who kept fighting each other. And letter C. The father's efforts to put a stop to the sons' quarrels were successful. Number 2. In answering a story pyramid, which of the following is the rising action? Letter A. The story is about a father whose sons kept fighting each other. Letter B. The father's efforts to put a stop to the sons' quarrels were useless. And letter C. The father used bundles of sticks to illustrate the unity in the family. Number 3. Which of the following is the best ending for the story? Letter A. The sons established harmony in the family. Letter B. The sons became stronger men in the community. And letter C. The sons continued their quarrels outside their house. Number 4. In answering a multi-flow map, which of the following would be the effect of discord in the family? Letter A. Frequent quarrels. Letter B. Broken relationships. And letter C. Strong connections. Number 5. In answering a multi-flow map, which of the following would be the cause of disagreements in the family? Letter A. Pride. Letter B. Respect. And letter C. Strength. Here are the correct answers. Number 1 is letter A, number 2 is B, number 3 is A, number 4 is B, and number 5 is A. And that ends our lesson on nonlinear visuals. Goodbye and see you in the next lesson!